Today I'm gonna be doing a little video. So let me just ask y'all a question before we get into this video. Have you been beefing with your sister? Like, do y'all never seem to come eye to eye? Do you feel like she's jealous of you? Do you feel like she hates you? Yeah, today we gonna get into this video because I'm actually went through a similar situation, and it actually took me over 10 years plus to realize the answer to that question. So yeah, let's get into it. Stay tuned. Y'all, so we back. Today we just gonna continue and get into this video about why don't sisters get along. So first thing I had to really look into is the background of the way that we came up. So yeah, number one, first I realized I kind of had like a normal type of life, and I was able to go through the trials and tribulations of a real teenager, regardless if I had a baby or not. As far as my own social life, beyond being a mother, I was able to experience all that, like sneaking out the house and hanging with the wrong friends and sleeping around with the guys at an early age, and running the streets. Like, I went through all that as a teenager. As far as my sister, it was like she didn't really have that experience because she went through dialysis and kidney transplant failures and things like that. So she really had a hard teenage life. So I feel like that kind of took a toll in it too. I never really paid attention on how she actually felt, about it. So that's one thing I take accountability for, because I never sat and realized, like, maybe life just wasn't fair to her. Like, she wasn't able to have those opportunities. So yeah, that was like a main thing that really helped me go through my forgiving process, because I know that, I was blessed. So yeah. Okay, so yeah. The second thing we're gonna get into is it comes a lot about how we were raised, because I feel like my own jealousy, it kind of took a toll, because I didn't realize why she was getting all this attention and why most of my parents' focus was always on her. I think my own selfishness kind of played a part in that too, because I didn't realize like how much was taken from her in life itself, and I just really never understood that until now. So you guys just gotta get to a point where if your sister is going through a health situation or disability, like, don't let your own selfishness like kind of push you away from giving them the love that they deserve, because they miss out on a lot on life. And I think a lot of people don't realize it's not more so about them getting this special attention, or feeling bad for them. Like, they really, like, disabled people and people with health problems, they really do have to live a different life, and they don't get to be normal. So it's just like a messed up situation, and I just wish I understood that when I was younger, because I didn't realize how much love and attention that she actually did need, because she was going through so much. And not that I justified the way my parents didn't equalize the attention, but understand that part, that she just needed a little more than I needed. I was running around being a disobedient kid, or whatever the case may be, and kind of making it more harder on them to give her the attention and love that she needed 24/7. So yeah, just try to be more understanding and understand that sometimes other kids do need more love and attention than the other kid, and it's just all about the circumstances. The next thing I'm gonna get into is talk, talk, talk. Like, don't never get to a point where you like actually get tired of telling your siblings how you feel and what's bothering you. They make you happy, if they motivated you, if they inspired you, because that helped for me. Like, A couple years ago, it hasn't always been this way for me, but a couple years ago, I got to a point where I just started telling my sister how I really actually feel, and if something happened, I would address it right then and there. I don't let it sit and build up and turn into animosity or nothing that she can't come back from. So I always try to just continue to tell her how I feel about things that she do, more so um, in hopes that she can fix it or do better, because I don't want to get to a point where I dislike my sister or I like I'm jealous of her. So I just really try to communicate with her. So yeah, communication is the key. Just communicate. Sometimes it was days where I'll tell my sister something and she'll you know, make me feel a certain way about it, to where maybe the next time if it happened, I don't want to talk about it or communicate with her because I think I know how she feel. But in reality, every situation is a different topic and a different milestone. So yeah, if your sister is making you feel jealous, like tell her, because 90% of the time she'll change it, or if it happens, she'll be more you know open to take accountability for it. So yeah, just keep on communicating. Don't stop the communication. Yes, and the next thing is get out of the habit of venting to your parents about your siblings. One thing I realized over the years, as you venting and about situations with your siblings, and you're confiding in your parents about things that you and your siblings go through, you have to understand is those are your siblings' parents too. It's everybody's mom, it's everybody's dad. So it gets to a point where it's like, stop doing it, because honestly, it's like it's messed up. But unfortunately, your parents, they love your siblings the same way. So it's like sometimes when they deliver the information to your sibling, it doesn't always, you know, get through. Like your intentions aren't really delivered with the information. So sometimes your siblings are getting information from your parents and it kind of hit different, because you got to think like they're not thinking, oh, this is my sister. They're just thinking, oh, my mom said, you know, A, B, and C. So it's like, for example, if I get into a fight with my sister and, my mom get involved and she tells my sister, like, that's unacceptable. Like, I don't like people like that. Stay away from people like that. So, it kind of started to take a toll, and sometimes a lot of the time the parents are at fault for siblings growing apart from each other, and they don't take accountability in that. So yeah, if you really want to fix the bond with your siblings, like just stop getting your parents involved. Like if you can't handle it yourself, then like I said prior, communicate with your sibling. That's like literally the only cure for building a healthy relationship with your siblings. But yeah, let's get into the next tip to stop being jealous of your siblings. So yeah, another thing is I feel like when you're young and you have siblings and you kind of start to grow apart as you get older, and that's because I feel like people have their own lives and they stop communicating, and you kind of start to grow apart. So if you really want to stop being jealous of your sibling, like as y'all grow, keep the bond tight, like continue to update each other on each other's lives. I feel like you should tell your siblings you love them. Like that's a part of the communication. Like if you love your siblings, tell them, because they don't know. Sometimes you haven't spoken days, and sometimes situations happen, y'all fight, and like it's just that human instinct to you know grow apart from people like that. So Try to just keep the bond tight, continue to communicate is the key. Tell your siblings you love them like on a daily basis. Don't think that you're too old or she know I love her, because a lot of people fall into that category where they just be like, oh, you know you my sister. You no, they don't. They just don't. You may not know. You might think that that helps because it helps you get by, but in the long run it doesn't work, because over the years you like growing apart from each other, and nobody seems to know when you stop bonding with your sibling, and it all plays a part in the communication and thinking, oh, that's okay, that's my sister, oh, that's okay, that's my brother. Like, and in reality, you need to respect your siblings. Like, nothing is okay, nothing. And even stuff that's acceptable for a friend to do as a sibling, certain disloyalty is just not okay. So yeah, just make sure you continue to communicate and stay consistent, because that's really like, it's gonna be.
Yeah, say hi to YouTube. This is the vibe, all 2023. Say hi to YouTube. If you're around me, you're going on the tube.